I don't know if I'm going to actually post this because this is super vulnerable for me and I'm a pretty open person. But earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce. And this would probably shock a lot of my friends and my family because I hadn't told anybody, okay? I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live, how would we split the time with the kids, who gets the dog, where, all of those things, okay? Had a full breakdown. I feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years.
It's rather difficult to find something in a relationship when the woman obviously doesn't want it to be there. That's why she plotted out her divorce ahead of time. She wanted this to happen. Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from Men Only titled Modern Woman Instantly Regrets Divorcing Her Husband of 10 Years After Posting This on Social Media. It's crazy to me, guys, how modern day women will just wake up on a random Tuesday, random Wednesday, and they'll be like, you know what? I'm unhappy. And then they'll just throw away their husband of 10 years. They'll ruin the life that they built together, oftentimes ruin the kids, absolutely everything, because they want to go out there and smash more random dudes. It is crazy. Let's jump into the video.
There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. Let me be very clear about that. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet. And that is probably the reason why I have not left.
Even when a husband does everything right, even when he's a good father and a loyal husband, his wife can leave him just because she wants something better. It is incredibly insulting to see.
Okay. Our relationship and what my expectations are for my marriage and what they always have been are not met. Right? Which I don't know if anybody's are. The reason that pushed me to even bring up divorce and talk about it was the fact that I feel like I can't be myself with my husband.
Whenever a woman says something as idiotic as "I couldn't be myself around him," it really does show her real intentions to why she wanted to leave him, and those reasons are purely selfish.
And it's really confusing because I'm 32 years old, I am a mom of 3, and I still don't know who I am. So for me to be like, oh, I can't be myself, or you don't love me for who I am, isn't really fair because I don't know who I am. I'm figuring that out every day. But the reason why I wanted to share this on here in the first place is we are coming up on our 10-year anniversary. We're going to Mexico, to Cabo, for our 10-year anniversary trip. And we're rewriting our vows. We never wrote vows in the first place. We didn't have vows when we got married.
She hasn't even broke the news to her husband that she even wants a divorce. Her husband thinks everything is fine and has even planned a trip to Mexico to renew their wedding vows. She's waiting until after her luxurious vacation to tell him. Absolutely classic.
And I'm struggling to write my vows, like to write a vow. And I think that's because I still feel very unsure in our relationship. The one thing that we finally talked about this past week together, because it's just been something that since we kind of talked about it and I brought it up and we committed to change and we committed to working on our relationship, I started my own business, he quit his job, roles have changed, life has been crazy, and we just haven't come back to talking about this subject.
She obviously wants to leave him because he's no longer the breadwinner. It has nothing to do with her not having an identity. It has everything to do with her thinking that she's entitled to better.
And I brought it up again because I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you, like writing these vows is hard. I don't feel like we're any closer. I don't feel like anything has really changed since I brought this up 6 months ago, 9 months ago, whatever. And I want to work on our relationship. Like at the end of the day, of course, I could get a divorce and try to go find the love that I'm craving with somebody else. But that's going to come with its own hardships, its own complications, and ones that I'm not willing to take on, right?
She doesn't even love this man. It sounds like it was more of a marriage of convenience, and she's blaming him for everything, but it doesn't sound like she's lifted a finger to make the marriage work. She wants it to fail.
I love Ryan. He is the best father, okay? I just need to learn how to explain what I need from him in our relationship, and he needs to be able to give that, and I need to be doing the same for him, so that we can both, like, in 10 years from now, in the next 10 years, look back and say, like, we put in the work and we finally have the marriage and the relationship that we have always wanted, and that is what I want.
The problem is she's making it clear that she's not willing to provide anything her husband needs because she's focusing on how he needs to provide him with everything that she wants. And she doesn't even know what she wants, by the way.
I guess the reason why I'm coming on here, and if you've made it this long, that's really nice. What have you done in your relationship to get to that point? If you have been in a place where we are and have worked through it and have found things that have brought you closer or that have given you that relationship, like, I'm just, I guess, asking for advice. Like, what have you done in order to get there, and what has worked for you? We're honestly willing to try anything. We have done therapy and counseling before.
We've been seeing this trend about how marriage counseling is just a scam. More often than not, the counselor sides with the wife and convinces her that the husband is a bad fit. We see it all the time.
And it was fine, honestly. It wasn't like my favorite thing, but I'm willing to try that again. And I don't know, books, podcasts, like what have you guys done that has worked for you to get your marriage to where you want it to be? I just don't like thinking, okay, we've been married for 10 years and we've kind of like been at this same point the whole time.
It's at the same point because she's not doing anything to try and make things work. She hasn't listed a single thing that she's done, and that's because she hasn't done anything except demand that her husband change for her.
I just got back from the lake where I didn't have any service, and now the video has over 1 million views of me talking about my marriage, which is just lovely. My husband's taking a shower, but let's just say the comments have gotten more wild and wild as the time has gone on. There are a couple things that I want to address. There's a lot of comments saying that, like, why would you talk about this on the internet? Like, go to a therapist, go to a counselor. Like, duh.
Of course, people are going to say that. She's taking something that's incredibly private and telling the entire planet without her husband's knowledge. This is none of the world's business.
We're planning on doing that. But also, why, again, I think I've said this previously, why would I not come to a place that has millions and millions of people on here with advice and recommendations for my situation, who maybe have previously been in the situation, which is why I did it, which is what I asked at the end of the video if you actually watched it all the way through. Half of the comments now don't even watch the video. They literally are like, don't do it, don't get divorced. I'm like, I'm not. I literally said I'm not.
She literally said that she created an incredibly detailed exit strategy for where she's going to live, who's getting custody, and who gets the dog. You don't write that out unless you're planning to get a divorce.
If you watched it longer than 10 seconds. So that's one thing, is there is a point and a very good side of social media, which is community and helping each other and giving advice. And I have received loads of advice. And again, I will post that soon. I'm making a notes in my notes app. Okay. Second is that, like, my husband doesn't know that I'm posting online, I guess. People are saying that, like, of course he knows. Okay. Of course he knows.
This woman can't even bring herself to go to another room to record her cringe. She can't even give her husband the dignity of being able to take a shower in peace without finding an excuse to humiliate him.
And third, the last thing I'll talk about tonight. Neither of us are perfect in the relationship, okay? I for sure have my faults, and so does he. And again, I don't feel like I needed to come on here and, like, explain, like, I don't know anyone the full story or, like, every single detail about our marriage. Okay? I was literally just saying, here's my situation. Here's as much as I want to tell you, and what advice do you have for me? And the girlies have come through, mostly the girls, with good advice and support and love. And I'm super grateful for that. But that was a lot of views in 24 hours on that video, and the last video that I expected to get that many views. So cheers to social media.
She didn't give out the details because there were no details to give. She said it herself. Her husband is a great guy, a great father. She just wants to leave because she, quote unquote, doesn't know herself.
This is just one of many messages that my husband has gotten, asking people if they know that I posted the video. Yes, he knows. And yes, he knows 2 million people have seen it now. And he doesn't care. Neither of us care. We care about our relationship, which is why I posted about it, was to ask for advice. And since I posted, we have talked about it more, not just with each other, but with people we know, which has been super nice and honestly kind of freeing, because before I posted that video, it kind of felt like something that was not real.
She's posting content geared directly at getting attention and not about trying to fix her marriage. If she actually gave a crap about fixing her marriage, she wouldn't be making this series on TikTok.
Or, I don't know, a secret or something, which obviously your relationship between your husband is between you and your husband. But it has helped us discuss it with other people, get really good advice and insight. It's helped us be more honest and open about it with each other. And overall, it's been super great so far. I don't recommend everybody just get online and talk about their relationships. And I don't feel like I was bashing him.
She was obviously bashing him. After that first video went viral, she decided to capitalize on it by constantly complaining about being married to a guy who's done literally nothing wrong.
I was being honest about our relationship, and if anything, I put him up on a pedestal, saying that he's perfect. And I also just want to say, the women who feel the same way I do and have felt, don't let other people make you feel like your feelings aren't valid, because they are. And wanting more out of your relationship and wanting a stronger connection with your spouse, there's nothing wrong with that.
This woman doesn't want to deepen her emotional bond with her husband. She wanted to leave him because she wanted someone to give her the love that she craves, quote unquote. We know this because that's literally what she said.
Okay, the video of me opening up about my marriage has over almost 3 million views now. And if you go look at it and read the comments, you will find a lot of really harsh, rude comments. And the reason why I'm going to continue to show up on here and talk about this issue is because I know that I'm not the only woman in my shoes that is feeling the way that I feel, who feels maybe unsure about their relationship or feels like a disconnect in their marriage.
The opening to her video was reminding everybody about how many views her first video received. She's not trying to help people. She's capitalizing on social media notoriety at the expense of her own marriage.
And for the majority of the comments, the women showed up with compassion, with ideas, with advice, with books, and all of these things. And men mainly showed up with judgment, assumptions, insults, vulgar comments. And maybe that lack of emotional safety when women open up, maybe that's a part of why so many women feel unseen in their relationships or feel similar to the way that I do.
So apparently dudes voicing their opinions on a publicly available video is the reason why her marriage is failing. She refuses to accept that posting that video was one of the worst things she could have done for her marriage. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.